Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians.
Hello and welcome to Inside the Senate, your window to activities of the Red Chamber at the National Assembly. I am your anchor, Hadiza Bayero Aliyu. Last week, we started a review of major happenings in the Red Chamber of the National Assembly within the first quarter of 2024. We shall continue with that review this week, with a look at some motions considered on the floor of the Senate within that period. We also have a report of an oversight visit to Lagos by the Joint Senate and House Committee on Works. Details of these activities will be coming your way as the program unfolds. Please stay tuned.
Promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
The Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2023.
This act should be supported by all.
There are issues that we must use this opportunity to critically address.
We accord this motion the urgency and the necessity it requires.
I rise the second motion.
The ayes have it.
Thanks for staying tuned. Within the last 3 months, the Senate attended some motions all bordering on safety, welfare, and development of Nigerians. To begin the program, we shall look at some motions related to security and education. Keep watching.
Leader of the Senate, Senator Michael Bamidele, on behalf of the entire Senate, moved a motion on the state of insecurity in the country.
Notes with sadness the rising spate of killings, kidnappings, banditry, and other criminal activities in the nation. Senate further notes the recent killings in Okokolo, Abuge, Ochi, Donya communities in Agata local government area of Benue State, which led to loss of lives, including security personnel, and wanton destruction of properties.
Senator Bamidele highlighted other unfortunate incidents such as the killing of kidnapped victims in the FCT and the entire nation even after collecting ransom, killing of 2 traditional rulers and kidnapping of 11 primary school pupils in Ekiti State, bomb blast in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, killing of residents of Mango, Bokos and Birkenladi communities in Plateau State. Prayers of the motion were to invite the security chiefs for an interactive session with the Senate with a view to resolving the insecurity that is plaguing the country and observe a minute's silence in honor of the departed. The motion was voted on and adopted, and a minute's silence was observed in honor of those who lost their lives.
Forms of insecurity in our dear country in the recent past rest in perfect peace.
Senate President Akpabio also stated that the Senate will meet with the service chiefs and the outcome of the meeting will be communicated to the President as soon as possible.
We have a responsibility to collaborate with the executive, contribute our ideas to ensure that our constituents and ourselves, including our children, can sleep with their 2 eyes closed. Security is everybody's business, and without security, we cannot have progress. As this 10th Senate, working with our colleagues in the House of Representatives, we are very determined to make laws, resolutions, oversights aimed at ensuring rapid progress of the country and immediate improvement in the economy of Nigeria. This will not be possible without a secured nation.
Sequel to that, on Tuesday, 13 February 2024, the full representation of the nation's security system and the economic team met with the Senate in order to have an interaction on the security situation in the nation. During the meeting, Senator Godswill Akpabio welcomed and thanked them for honoring the invite of the Senate, as he stressed the reason for the invitation.
Basically, the Senate decided to take this option for us to have this interaction because of the various petitions that we have received from our constituents. And as part of our major oversight function, we decided to do this through Committee of the Whole. And so it's because of the need for us to hear directly from you and then from there we can also brief the people. If there is any need for any cause for alarm, if there is no cause for alarm, we'll also know. And if there is anything you want the National Assembly, the Senate to do, we'll do so working closely with our partners in the House of Representatives.
To discuss the matter at hand, the Senate went into a closed-door session with the security and economic teams to receive security briefings. The session lasted about 10 hours. Upon resumption to plenary, both parties were seen in high spirits, an indication of what seemed to have been a fruitful deliberation. Upon resumption to plenary, Senate President Akpabio gave a recap of the closed-door session.
The Senate listened to the comprehensive briefings by the National Security Advisor and briefings from the security chiefs on the state of the nation, particularly the state of security and insecurity, including reported issues of killings, kidnappings, and other criminal activities currently bedeviling the nation. The Senate then stressed the urgent need for the security agencies to adopt proper synergy in their operations to tackle the insecurity in the country.
According to Senator Akpabio, the Senate also recommended intelligence sharing among security agencies. In conclusion, the Senate commended the officers and men of the armed forces and others who have contributed to the safety of the nation,
resulting in the loss of a commanding officer, a lieutenant colonel.
Still on security, on Tuesday, 19th March 2024, Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua from Katsina Central Senatorial District, under a matter of urgent public importance, moved a motion in respect of the killing of Nigerian Army personnel in Okwama community in Delta State and the necessity of urgent investigation. The motion was co-sponsored by Senator Ede Dafinone from Delta Central Senatorial District.
Troops of 181 Amphibious Battalion, while on a peace mission to Okwama community in Bomadi local government area of Delta State, were surrounded by some community youths and killed on Thursday 14th, 2024.
Senators made contributions to the motion.
If the matter is not carefully handled, it might also lead to a further breakdown of law and order, occasioned by a major humanitarian crisis within the riverine communities of Delta State, and therefore plead with Mr. President, the Defense Headquarters, and the Chief of Defense Staff to please temper justice with mercy and not punish an entire community of Okwama for the sins of a few unscrupulous elements.
The Senate and indeed the National Assembly should also be looking at the direction of reducing our military from conducting police actions and activities.
A situation where this number of soldiers will be killed in one swap is highly regrettable. Soldiers are meant to protect the life and property of our citizenry. And even the communities themselves are supposed to have tolerance in dealing with such issues.
Those stories should be left unturned in trying to find out these culprits, those who are responsible. They must face justice. They must face justice, and this should never happen again in this country.
The motion was voted on and the following prayers adopted. Observe a minute's silence in honor of the slain military personnel. Urge the federal government to ensure those responsible for the heinous crimes are identified, apprehended, and brought to face the full consequences of their actions through a fair and transparent legal process. A joint Senate Committee on Defense, Army, Navy, Air Force was also charged to liaise with the military authorities and obtain first-hand reports on the investigation in respect to the unfortunate incident. At the end, a minute's silence was observed in honor of the slain soldiers.
Their civic responsibilities rest in perfect peace.
The issue of out-of-school children.
Another motion considered on the floor of the Senate was one moved by Senator Adebule Idiat Oloronti from Lagos West Senatorial District. It was on the compelling need to tackle the challenge of out-of-school children in Nigeria. The mover of the motion noted that the issue of out-of-school children has become worrisome, given the 2022 report of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO) that about 20 million Nigerian children are out of school, which represents 10% of the estimated Nigerian population of 200 million people, and also represents the highest number of out-of-school children from any country globally.
Though the Minister of Education disputed the figure, but it's generally agreed that whatever the real figures, the issue of out-of-school children has become an albatross on the neck of the Nigerian state that must be dealt with a matter of urgency.
Other lawmakers contributed to the motion.
Education is said to be the bedrock of every society. It's a pillar upon which every human being begins his life or their life. It is something that is very, very important. It's sine qua non to having a good life.
I suggest that we urge the appropriate agency or department to publish, as I know they used to do, but this time to make it in newspapers, state by state, including FCT, the percentage of out-of-school children, so we can see the governors and the states that are more guilty of this huge negligence and thereby risking all of us, and those states that have taken appropriate steps to deal with the issue of out-of-school children.
If we have this kind of concept done by the World Bank, let us practice it everywhere in Nigeria.
Prayers for the motion were for the Senate to mandate the Committee on Education, Basic and Secondary, to engage the Federal Ministry of Education with a view to paying special attention to the issue of out-of-school children with the ultimate objective of drastically reducing the number. The motion was voted on and adopted.
The ayes have.
That was a recap of some motions considered by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the first quarter of 2024. We'll take a break here to open the Senate notebook. Please stay with us.
A public hearing is an interactive session organized by legislative committees on any subject matter for the purpose of sharing ideas, x-raying issues, and resolving conflicts around the subject matter. The matter could be a proposed bill that has killed second reading or a motion referred to committees for more legislative actions. Interested members of the public, along with the stakeholders, may participate in the public hearings, at the end of which reports are compiled by the committees and submitted to the Senate for necessary action.
Welcome back. Despite being on recess, the Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Works on Thursday 28th and Friday 29th March 2024 carried out oversight visits to projects in Lagos State. The Joint Committee, led by Senator Impigi, Barinada, and Honorable Akin Alabi, made its first stop on Thursday at the Lagos-Calabar 700-kilometer highway. For more details of the visit and their interactions, let's take our next report as presented from our studio. The lawmakers were received by the Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi. After a tour of the Lagos-Calabar 700-kilometer highway site, the minister explained that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project has been a dream of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since his days as governor of Lagos State.
Let me say that a contractor called me and said, look, when the war was on, that they insisted on using asphalt. So the contractor called me and said, yes, we understand what you're saying and we believe you. The roads when constructed will last 100 years. But after 8 years and you've constructed all these roads under Asiwaju, what shall we be doing? I say we create more roads. So let's work together.
Yes.
As at the time of the inspection, progress made includes site clearance, sand filling of waterlogged areas, dredging for sand filling of subgrade, and supply and placement of stone-based materials. Construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway began on 11th of March 2024 and is expected to last a period of 36 months. Next stop for the committee was the Eco Bridge, which has been under reconstruction for 2 years. Currently, the project is at 44.2% and is expected to be completed by 20th June 2026. Another project inspected by the committee was the 3rd Milnard Bridge deck overlay. Repairs on the bridge commenced on 6 November 2023. Minister of Works Senator Dave Umahi again commented on the project.
There is a need to put CCTV both on top of the bridge, under the bridge. And we don't want to put CCTV that is powered by diesel generator. So we are going to be procuring solar generator, and we are putting CCTV all through the 11.8 kilometers. And we put CCTV also under the deck to watch the illegal mining of the sand.
Honorable Akin Alabi, who chairs the House Committee on Works, also commented on the progress of the project so far.
We all know the importance of this bridge. The importance can be overemphasized. And a lot of people have been commending the work so far. We have to be honest with that. Mainly just seeing it on our TV screens or on the internet. We looked at the place that's been opened. We saw that you guys have done a very... We have to commend the minister as well.
The 3rd Milnard Bridge project is at 85% completion and is expected to be completed by 5th of May 2024. On the second day of the oversight, being Friday 29th March 2024, the committee started its day with an inspection of the emergency repairs of the substructure and underwater element of the 3rd Milnard, Carter and Edo bridges. After a tour of the project, the Minister of Works and the Senate Committee Chairman on Works both commented.
Last critical element, which is the most critical, is what is happening below the water. And let me say that technically the piles were installed through skin friction method. And so when there are 2 critical elements or 3 that are attacking this part of the infrastructure, one is the illegal mining of sand, 2 is the natural, underwater current, and 3 is the rusting of the steel casing, and of course entering into the concrete element of the piles.
The dollar and the naira, you can see what is happening. Now that we are also passing through this type of hardship, if any of this our infrastructure got destroyed, we don't know where we can get this type of money to build up these things. So I want to use this medium. We from the National Assembly, we are prepared, but we know most of these things come directly from the executive. Honorable Minister, it will be very nice immediately to invoke the power of the President when you get into him to see how most of this critical infrastructure have been built for years should be given special attention, because what we see in the budgetary provision cannot handle some of this project.
The substructure and underwater element of the 3rd Milnard Bridge project is only at 6.6% completion and is expected to be completed within 2 years. Earlier, the committee paid a courtesy call on the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. During the visit, Senator Impigi Barinada, Chairman Senate Committee on Works, lauded President Tinubu's commitment to the project.
Our visit today to the 1.3 reclaimed part of the coastal road and what they've done thus far is an indication that the coastal road has come to stay. The Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President is actually real and it's not something fictitious. We want to thank you people, especially those of us from this part of the world that gave us the president that has turned things around now in the country.
Senator Barinada also commended the president for appointing Senator Dave Umahi as Minister for Works. The chairman described Senator Umahi as someone with foresight, adding that he is a square peg in a square hole. Responding, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also commended the president for always going for what is best for the people, even in the choice of appointments.
You can see that the decisions of him being at the helms of affairs, the ministry has turned a positive curve. We've seen him hitting the ground running. We've seen him rolling off his sleeves, and we've seen him traversing different parts of the country. And so we want to congratulate and thank Mr. President for that choice. We also want to thank him for his great vision at ensuring that different parts of this country, have meaningful, impactful, purposeful governance, and he's showing it in all of his various interventions. The latest being Renewed Hope Infrastructure, fund that I'm sure they are trying to put together, which are all very nimble, smart ways of ensuring that, what is needed in different parts of the country, with your support, is able to, activate it.
The program is Inside the Senate. Our profile segment is next on the program. Do stay tuned for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Nat'l Soplang represents Plateau Central Senatorial District of Plateau State in the 10th Senate. He was elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress (APC). Senator Nat'l Soplang was born on 12 November 1966 in Takas, Pangshing local government area of Plateau State. For his primary school education, he attended LGED Primary School, Takas from 1974 to 1980, where he obtained his first school leaving certificate, and Boys Secondary School, Gindiri, for his secondary school education. This was from 1980 to 1985, when he obtained his General Certificate of Education GCE O level. For his higher education, Senator Plang attended Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, from 1987 to 1982, where he obtained a Bachelor of Technology Honours in Applied Physics. He also obtained a postgraduate diploma in Criminology and Peace Studies from the National Open University of Nigeria from 2013 to 2015, as well as a postgraduate diploma in Mining Engineering from the Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences, JOS, in 2019. Senator Nat'l Soplang began his professional career as a mathematics and physics teacher at Boys Secondary School, Gindiri, in 1989. Thereafter, he continued at Al Hassan Secondary School, Sharada, Kano. Between 1992 and 1993, he taught at Langkuk Memorial Secondary School, Pangshing, Plateau State, and Government Secondary School Fier, Pangshing Local Government Area in 1999. From 1994 to 1995, he was a mathematics and physics teacher at Army Day Secondary School, Bukavu Barracks, Kano, Kano State, as a member of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC. Senator Plang also worked as station manager, Cabo Air Limited, Aminu Kano Airport and Jeddah International Airport, Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 1996. Branch manager, Unity Life and Fire Insurance Company, Lagos, Jos Branch from 1997 to 1998, and educational sales representative, Northwest, for African Book Publishers Limited, Lagos from 1998 to 2002. Political positions held by Senator Nat'l Soplang include Councillor representing Fier Ward in Pangshing Local Government Council, 1996 to 1997, Chairman Pangshing Local Government Council of Plateau State, 2002 to 2003, Personal Assistant to the Executive Governor of Plateau State, 2003 to 2004, Plateau State Coordinator of NAPEP, 2004 to 2007, Commissioner and Member of the Plateau State Executive Council, January to June 2007, Special Advisor on Intergovernmental Affairs to the Plateau State Government, May 2008 to 2011, and Member of Plateau State House of Assembly, representing Pangshing North Constituency, 2011 to 2015. Senator Nat'l Soplang was elected into the Senate in the 2003 general elections to represent Plateau Central Senatorial District. He currently serves as the Chairman, Senate Committee on Labour and Employment. His legislative agenda includes agriculture, education and security, community development, and human rights.
This brings us to the end of this week's edition of Inside the Senate. Join us next week for another edition, and don't forget to communicate your questions and opinions via any of our feedback channels. See you next week and thanks for watching.